It all started with a drink, but not just any drink. This was Prime. Prime wasn't born in some quiet office with scientists mixing formulas. Prime came from two of the loudest people on the internet, Logan Paul and KSI. Two men who once wanted to knock each other's teeth out, suddenly shaking hands and telling the world they had created the future of hydration. And the internet believed them. Prime wasn't just a sports drink, it was chaos in a bottle. The launch of Prime was more like a concert than a product release. Stores were mobbed, shelves were cleared in minutes. Videos went viral of kids fighting over the last bottle in the supermarket aisle. Some parents even paid insane resale prices, $20, $30, even $50 for one single bottle, just so their kids wouldn't feel left out at school. Prime wasn't hydration. Prime was status. If you had it, you were cool. If you didn't, too bad. And Logan Paul and KSI knew exactly what they were doing. Their partnership was legendary. After years of beef, boxing matches, insults, and drama, the two enemies turned into partners. That storyline alone was marketing gold. In less than a year, Prime had pulled in more than $250 million in sales. Arsenal Football Club partnered with it. The UFC plastered Prime's logo on its events. Superstars drank it on social media. The hype was everywhere. For a moment, it felt unstoppable. But hype burns bright, and hype burns out. It didn't take long for the problems to appear. The biggest one? Prime Energy. Each bottle carried 200 milligrams of caffeine. To put that in perspective, that's like drinking 2 Red Bulls at once. And guess who was buying it? Kids. 10, 11, 12 years old, walking around schools with more caffeine in their system. Some schools banned Prime entirely. Parents complained their kids couldn't sleep, were jittery, or had headaches. Even U.S. senators got involved, calling out Logan Paul and KSI for irresponsible marketing. Countries like Canada and Australia banned Prime Energy altogether. And then came the hydration line. People realized it wasn't magic, it was basically colorful Gatorade. Some called it candy water. Others said the flavors were too sweet, too artificial. The excitement of holding that shiny neon bottle slowly gave way to the simple truth. It wasn't that special. The same internet that made Prime a superstar now started tearing it apart. TikTokers who once flexed their Prime collections were now making videos spitting it out. YouTubers roasted it in reviews, calling it overhyped water. Memes flooded Twitter. The same fans who built the hype became the ones clowning it. One kid took a sip on camera, made a face, and poured it out, saying, "Bro, this tastes like medicine." The clip went viral. Prime had gone from must-have to meme material. And behind all this noise, the business side was suffering too. Running a global drink company isn't like posting a vlog. It's warehouses, trucks, contracts, shipping, supply chains, and Prime was struggling to keep up. In some countries, people couldn't find a single bottle. In others, bottles were just sitting on shelves because the hype had already died. Investors started getting nervous. Costs kept rising. Even their big UFC sponsorship, which looked like a massive win at first, turned into an expensive headache. Meanwhile, competitors like Gatorade and Powerade, who had decades of experience, quickly adjusted. They dropped new flavors, better prices, and mocked Prime's hype. Prime was losing ground. By now, the media was circling. Health experts called it a dangerous fad. Lawmakers accused Logan and KSI of pushing unsafe drinks to children. News outlets ran stories of schools banning it, parents warning about it. and doctors explaining why kids should stay far away. Prime became less of a cool new brand and more of a cautionary tale. It wasn't about hydration anymore, it was about controversy. And when governments and health authorities start watching you closely, the fun is over. By 2024, the Prime madness had collapsed. Supermarket shelves that once emptied in seconds were now full. The resale market dried up. Kids stopped bragging about it at school. The internet moved on, as it always does, to the next viral trend. Without hype, Prime stood exposed, and people finally asked, "What's the big deal?" At the end of the day, it was just another sports drink. The shiny glow was gone. For many, watching Prime fall wasn't sad, it was satisfying. It symbolized the end of influencer arrogance. Two men who thought they could sell anything to anyone had finally hit a wall. Prime wasn't about taste or quality, it was about flexing influence, creating FOMO, and milking hype. But hype doesn't last forever. The same internet that lifted them up took them down.